Good morning. This is Ron Brown. What I'm going to show you this morning is the making of Tech for Seniors. How do we take our Zoom meeting and create a YouTube video? Let's watch the presentation to find out. The process of making the YouTube video is a four-step process. There's the recording of the show done by Zoom. There's the editing, the downloaded video, and I use a video editing program called Camtasia. There is the uploading to YouTube and the final editing in YouTube. Zoom has a recording feature that works very well. You can set it up to automatically record in the preferences, so as soon as you start your meeting, a recording will take place. This can be recorded locally on your computer, or it can be recorded in the cloud. If you want it recorded in the cloud, you have to use the paid version. Now, the file that is created when you finish your meeting is an MP4 file. You probably understand what an MP4 file is, as this is a video file. But in the video world, we call this file a baked, canned, or a flat file. In other words, it's uneditable and it is ready to be played. Now, it doesn't quite end there. To create the MP4 file, the file must be rendered. And this happens in two different ways. If you use the cloud recording of Zoom, when you finish your meeting, the process takes place in the cloud. And you will get an email from Zoom saying that your recording, your MP4 file, is ready for download. You simply can download this and place it in any video editing software you want. Or you can put it right onto YouTube. If you are recording it locally on your computer, Zoom puts some software on there that will render it on your own computer. So as soon as you end the meeting, the software will start and it will start rendering the recording to a MP4 file. The problem with this is it depends on how much horsepower your computer has. This actually is a fairly consuming task, and if you have a computer with limited resources, it can take a very long time. So if you can, I think it's always better to have Zoom in the cloud do all the work. Now I'm going to play you a short video clip from Tech for Senior version or episode 28. And I want you to watch and listen carefully to three things that you'll notice. First of all, you'll see the title card. Then you're going to see the Tech for Seniors intro with music. And then you're going to see a champagne cork popping. And I'd like you to pay attention to this as we play the video. And remember this because we're going to be referring back to this track. Tech for Seniors, October 5th, 2020, episode number 28, right? Right, Huey? There we go. Well done, well done. So the video you just saw was the edited version with the title, the intro, and the champagne added. The Tech for Senior recording by Zoom starts at 8:20 when the Tech for Senior staff log in. The social time is recorded starts at 8:30 and runs to 9 but is deleted out of the final version. The Tech for Senior intro is added along with the title card. And being a live production, technology always doesn't go the way you think. In fact, I'm going to show you a bit later, but the champagne popping didn't actually go that way. That's the edited version. So let's see how this works. So how did I edit the MP4 file that Zoom created? Well, I edited this in a video editing program called Camtasia. There are many video editing software programs out there, and it's too many to talk about today. There are very good video editing software that are totally free and you don't have to pay. Camtasia costs around $250 for an individual license. So why did I choose Camtasia as the video editing software I want to use? Well, largely it was the peer group that I hang around with. Huey uses it, so does Chris from Geeks on Tour and Michael Daniels. The group that I hang around with all use Camtasia, so I wanted to have some peer support. Camtasia has an excellent reputation, and it provides advanced training in the forms of webinars. And over the past 7 months, I've been taking webinars twice a month to get better at using this. And as you will look back on the original Tech for Seniors shows, the video editing was pretty rough, but I think it's getting a lot better in the last few issues. Anyway, I'd appreciate your comments on that. Now, this is a diagram of Camtasia, and you'll see that I have actually brought the MP4 file into the Camtasia software. And you'll see along the bottom here, you'll see the timeline, and this is the unedited version of the recording, the Zoom recording. And here is the playhead that's sitting, and you'll see, of course, me here. Now let's watch and see what's happening here. All right, so I'm moving the playhead over to the very beginning. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to cut out the original half hour, all those socialization. So I bring the playhead over and hit the cut, and out it goes. Then we're going to come up to the top here, and we're going to add the title card that you saw. So this is where I add the title card, and then we're going to add the intro. The intro, of course, is made by Huey, and it is the intro that you saw, and then we're going to snug them up and pull them all over together, bring the playhead back, and now you'll see that this is how the video is going to look as we play. And you'll see as I drag the playhead along, you see we've now created the title card coming along to our show. One of the problems with publishing on YouTube is their copyright infringement policy. There are many times in our Zoom meeting that I want to use pre-recorded YouTube material from other creators. For example, maybe I want to show a video on how to use a mouse. Well, somebody has certainly done this, and it's very easy to play a video created by someone else in our YouTube, in our Zoom meeting. And this is quite acceptable because, of course, it's within our own group and no one else is going to see it. However, when we publish it to YouTube and we republish it, this is against their rules and will cause a copyright infringement. And this is the same problem that we have with Ray in the music because it originates in YouTube. So what we do is I take out the YouTube music segment that was recorded. Let me show you how I do that. And then we put the outro in and the end screen. So let's have a look and see how that's done. You'll see as we play now. There we go. So now I'm actually selecting. You'll see it's easy to see the YouTube video. It has a square sort of sign on it, and we can just remove that. And there the video is now gone. And we're going to come up over to the left here, and we are going to put in our outro. And then I'm going to add the music. We use the music. I really like this. Huey found this. This is called The Legends of One, and this is our music outro that I'm going to add. And here's and that's that. Well, I'm going to add our end card there. We'll talk about the end card in a minute. And here's our music coming up, which is Legends of One, and I'm going to add the music track below here and shorten up the clip. And we're going to add some audio, some fade in here, and let's see how it looks as we as we finish. And now you'll see the outro coming in as the music comes up, and you'll see people saying goodbye. And here comes the outro. And then you'll see at the very end is the end card, and I'll explain what the end card is in just a moment. And there's the end card that will come up. And our video now is ready to be made into a MP4 file. And so we're going to come up to the top, and we're going to export it. We hit the export button, and we'll be exporting it to a local file. Here we go. Next. And we fill this in. We'll put Tech for Senior. And label it. And then this will be created as a file, an MP4 file, on the hard drive of my computer. And then the next step will be uploading it to YouTube. Everybody who works on the Tech for Seniors project has had many, many years of computer experience. And I would say they're all experts, and I'm very proud of the work they do. However, it is a live show, and sometimes things just don't work out the way you think they are. You might hit the wrong button, your computer won't work. It's technology, right? We've all experienced this. So not only do I edit and cut out parts of the show, I also try to make the presenters look better. And I'm going to play you 2 clips now of the champagne popping. The first clip I'm going to play is exactly how it was recorded, and you'll see it's not how I presented it. So the first clip is Huey doing the champagne popping. The second clip you're going to see is actually how the video editing looked. Tech for Seniors, October 5th, 2020, episode number 28, right? Right, Huey?
Well, let me share my screen for a moment and show you something to see.
Okay, all right, share your screen. What have you got for us?
Well, let's see. I got to click this and, oh, I bet I didn't turn the music on though, did I?
No, sir, you did not.
Whoops. Now I stopped sharing, hit the wrong button, so, but let me play the music again and do that again. Sorry about that, folks. I don't want to waste your time, but we got to start over again. And here we go. There we go.
Tech for Seniors, October 5th, 2020, episode number 28. Right? Right, Huey?
There we go.
Well done, well done. So, all right, and next week I'll show you how we upload the files to YouTube and how we edit it in YouTube and how I put Ray's music back in so it legally can be shown. Huey, are you up?
Today we're going to create an animated GIF from PowerPoint slides. I'm Huey Poplock. So what is an animated GIF? Well, here's an example of one. Here's another. A GIF, also pronounced GIF, is merely an animated picture, but not in the same aspect as a video. You see, folks can use this file extension to create still images like a JPEG or a PNG, but also create pictures that move. The animated pictures will look like a video, but at a much lower quality and without sound. Additionally, I should point out that the GIF file format was not created with animations in mind. Keep in mind also that GIF was created in 1987 and last updated in 1989, making the format older than the internet itself. So how do we convert a PowerPoint or PPT or PPTX to a GIF? To create an animated GIF from your slides, you first must open the PowerPoint document, then click on File. After that, be sure to select Export from the menu that comes up, because we're going to save the information in GIF format. The final step here is to click on Create with an animated GIF. And from there, you'll want to select the resolution of the GIF before creation. By default, it's set to medium, which is 720p. Click on medium, and from the drop-down menu, choose the resolution that makes sense to you. After doing all of that, change the time spent on each slide. It's around 1 second by default, so you may want to make it longer. Finally, click on Create GIF to complete the task. Then you open up the saved GIF in the Photos app or any other third-party tool that you're most comfortable with. Let's do a demo, because I'm sure that none of that made sense to you until you see it in action. I put together 5 slides in a PowerPoint that I want to make an animated GIF from, and then post the animated GIF on Facebook. So let's take a look at what I've got first, and we'll go ahead and take a look at each of the slides. We'll start with the first one, some information about my Windows Special Interest Group and subscribing to my newsletter, the Tech for Seniors show that Ron Brown and I do every Monday, and some information about it, and some information about the new Learning Chromebooks show. So we've got the 5 slides I've already made up in PowerPoint. We're going to go to the first one. Okay, so now what I have to do is I go to the File at the top of the menu. So we come down to Export. We click on Export. We have several ways in which we can export this file, and one of the ways is create an animated GIF. So when I click on it, I can create an animated GIF. You save the presentation as an animated GIF. It preserves animations, transitions, media, and ink. Note, transitions not preserved with transparent background. So it doesn't include any kind of a transparent background, and it doesn't include any recorded timings. Now, there are different sizes that you can save this to. This is a drop down. You can go from extra large, which is the largest file size, full HD quality at 1080p at 24 frames per second. Large would be a high quality at 720p at 24 frames per second. Medium is a medium file size and moderate quality at 480 at 15 frames per second. And for a small one, would be at 240 by 50 at 15 frames per second, depending upon what you want. For Facebook, your medium should be fine. Now, the next item here is seconds spent on each slide. Because I've got a lot of things for people to read, I don't want it to go as quickly as we might if it were just some pictures that we were making an animated GIF with. So we might make this 2 seconds on each slide, and then all you have to do is click on Create the GIF. And then it wants to save it. So what we're going to do is we're going to save it in my folder. Let's save it here, and then I am going to save it in the folder where I'm keeping all of this information. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it the demo file for PowerPoint to GIF.gif, and we're going to GIF was created in 1987 and last updated in 1989, making the format older than the internet itself. So how do we convert a PowerPoint or PPT or PPTX to a GIF? To create an animated GIF from your slides, you first must open the PowerPoint document, then click on File. After that, be sure to select Export from the menu that comes up, because we're going to save the information in GIF format. The final step here is to click on Create with the animated GIF. And from there, you'll want to select the resolution of the GIF before creation. By default, it's set to medium, which is 720p. Click on medium, and from the drop-down menu, choose the resolution that makes sense to you. After doing all of that, change the time spent on each slide. It's around 1 second by default, so you may want to make it longer. Finally, click on Create GIF to complete the task. Then you open up the saved GIF in the Photos app or any other third-party tool that you're most comfortable with. Let's do a demo, because I'm sure that none of that made sense to you until you see it in action. I put together 5 slides in a PowerPoint that I want to make an animated GIF from, and then post the animated GIF on Facebook. So let's take a look at what I've got first, and we'll go ahead and take a look at each of the slides. We'll start with the first one, some information about my Windows Special Interest Group and subscribing to my newsletter, the Tech for Seniors show that Ron Brown and I do every Monday, and some information about it, and some information about the new Learning Chromebooks show. So we've got the 5 slides I've already made up in PowerPoint. We're going to go to the first one. Okay, so now what I have to do is I go to the file. Ron, I'm going to stop it here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear.
Okay, did it start? I had an emergency.
It sort of replayed itself. Do you want to just move it forward a bit?
Yeah, where did it end?
You were just making not go back a bit. Yeah. There.
Sorry about that.
I think that's where it was.
Okay. 480. So it is a nice size. You could put it in an email. You could send it to somebody, or you can post it. Let's make an animated GIF out of 6 portraits. Now these are AI generated pictures. They're not real people, and they do look real. But we're going to take 6 photographs of people and make an animated GIF. And we're going to try it at different sizes so you get to see the difference in the sizes. So let's go ahead, and we've got our 6 pictures already, each in a PowerPoint slide. And if you remember, what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Export, and we're going to go to Animated, create an animated GIF. This time, let's start with extra large. And we're going to leave it at 1 second for each for this, because all we're doing is we're looking at a picture. We don't have to read anything. We could even make it quicker than that if we wanted to, and we may do one of those when we're done. So let's go ahead and generate a GIF. And let's call this photos. We'll just put a 1 in front of it to make it different. We'll save it. Then we're going to do another one. This time we're going to
I'm going to
export,
speed forward for
create an
time's
animated
sake
GIF. Going forward.
because I do several of them. Just to save some time.
Okay, and the fourth one was small.
I had gone through all four sizes, plus there'll be a short one with.
And if you remember, the last one we did medium, but we did it at a half a second each, so it should go faster. So now you know how to make an animated GIF from a PowerPoint slide presentation.